Hi, this is Usha. Welcome to Rathod Science classes. Today in this lecture, we are going to discuss current affairs of 7th November 2021. In this lecture, we are going to discuss 8 topics which are very much relevant to UPSC. So let's get started with our discussion and let us try to see which are the topics that we are going to discuss in this lecture. So first topic is about China, more active now at Chumbi Valley. So here we need to focus on this Chumbi Valley, and here we need to also recall what is the military standoff that happened in year 2017 as well. So this topic, it is important from international relations, which mainly comes under GS paper 2. So here we need to discuss about a dispute between India and China regarding boundary. So as you all know, India, which is sharing boundary with China, and between India and China boundary, we are having disputes at, for example, we can say like western sector, at a central sector, and as well as at eastern sector. So in western sector, we know that about LAC, and we are seeing there is a military standoff that happening since May 2020 onwards. Till now, there is no proper disengagement, that is complete disengagement and status quo in this LAC region. And one more thing you need to focus here is we went for different levels of rounds of talks, even though there is nothing like a complete disengagement that is seen. And if you're talking about central sector, it is in Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh. And if you're talking about eastern sector, Arunachal Pradesh, it is entirely claiming by China. And here we have a small region, like if you draw here, we have Bangladesh, right? So like this. So this is the area which mainly connects this central part with this northeastern sector. So this Chumbi Valley, it is mainly very much near to this Siliguri corridor. So because of this, we need to also talk about what will be the concerns here regarding India. And next topic is about October saw highest power shortage in over 5 years. So if you're talking about in last 5 years, now in this October, last month, there is highest power shortage, because we already know that. So in this coal plants or thermal power plants, so there is decreasing of this stock of coal, that is coal crisis. So this article is important from governance, and we can also talk about even some facts regarding this coal that will be important from our geography. And next topic is about sun lights up aurora in high latitude countries. So what happened normally, aurora, okay, so here you need to know about aurora borealis, and let me know aurora, which is the name which is mainly used in northern pole region and as well as southern pole region. So which is the name that mainly seen here? One name is aurora borealis, and let me know another name. Okay, so where it is seen. So what happened in this higher latitudes, for example beyond 60 degrees north and as well as beyond 60 degrees south, so we can see colorful lights. Okay, they are called as aurora. For example, if you type about aurora borealis and as well as aurora australis, so you can see different colors of images that will be appear in Google. So that will be like an amazing thing. So the lights which we mainly see in decorations like that way, so we can also see this type of lights. Okay, these are natural lights that is mainly seen in towards high latitudes. So this article says that there is some relationship between sunlight, that is called as solar flare, and as well as aurora. So this article is important from science and technology point of view. So here you need to understand composition of a sun, and as well as what are these sunspots and what is the sun flare, solar winds, etc. That will be very much important. And next one is countries mainly pledges improves odds of thwarting global temperature rise by the third. So this article mainly talking about recent what are the things which are mainly adopted by countries, especially in this COP26 regarding to control or to slow down the pace of this climate change. So that will be important from our science and technology, which comes under GS paper 3. And next topic is about sponges and the brain. So as you all know, these sponges are very small, and I can say like little organisms. So what happened? So here we are going to study about how these brain system or neuron system that mainly evolved. So that will be important from our science and technology, which mainly comes under our GS paper 3. And next topic is about key to the future. So it is mainly talking about radioactive dating, okay, radio dating technology. So that can be used mainly to think what will be the future. So this will be important from our science technology, which mainly comes under GS paper 3. And next topic is about sleep and Alzheimer's. So this article says that there is some relationship between sleep and Alzheimer's disease. So we are going to discuss that, and again you need to focus on some facts regarding this Alzheimer's. That will be important from our diseases, which mainly comes under our science and technology. And next topic is about cosmic jet. So this article mainly talking about black hole. So these are some important topics that we are going to discuss, and I am repeatedly saying that Sunday paper is important to cover science and technology and as well as environment related current affairs. So many students, they have tendency like, so editorials will not be much important in Sunday's newspaper. So whatever the news that we studied in last 1 week, that will be repeated in this Sunday newspaper. But you need to focus on this science and technology paper. So that is not going to repeat it, right? So you need to focus on this for sure. So every Sunday we are mainly focusing on this science and technology, because almost all the topics that we discussed in 1 week, so that will be repeated. So we are not focusing on that much, and which is the thing which not covered, that we are going to discuss the most. So these are some important topics that we are going to discuss in this lecture. So first topic, and title says China more active now in Chumbi Valley. So you have to see where is this Chumbi Valley located. First, here we need to talk about location of this Chumbi Valley, and we need to focus on what is the strategic importance of this Chumbi Valley. And you need to recall about this 2017 Doklam standoff. Okay, so this article will be important regarding GS paper 2, which mainly comes under international relations. So these are some important dimensions that you can think about. And if you're talking about context, it mainly says that China, it is mainly increasing or strengthening its connectivity, and as well as it is increasing the depth in this Chumbi Valley. So actually this Chumbi Valley, why it is a cause of concern for India? Because it is very much close to our strategic and as well as vulnerable Siliguri corridor. So this Siliguri corridor, it is also called as chicken neck, right? So here we have Bangladesh, right? So this is a Siliguri corridor, which is mainly connecting our mainland India with northeastern states. So if this Siliguri corridor, which is occupied by Chinese, means then what happened? You do not have a proper connectivity. Okay, we do not have proper connectivity with this northeast India. So as you all know, this northeast, which is already having many problems, like we can say they will be facing issues like migration issues. Especially migration is one of the issue, because from Myanmar and as well as from Bangladesh, so there are people, they are migrating, right? So because of this military junta, okay, military occupying this Myanmar, so many people, they started flooding and crossing the border. And if you're talking about Bangladesh, and we are having many people, they are also having the cross border migration. And even if you are talking about Rohingya issue also, we can connect with this, right? So not only this, actually in this northeastern area, we can see most of the hilly areas which are mainly located. So in this area, especially tribal people will be there, okay? Tribal people, if you are comparing with this mainland India and as well as northeastern India, the northeastern India, they will be having relatively high concentration of tribal peoples. So already we discussed about issue between different land boundary, like boundary of states in northeastern region. So we discussed number of issues like Manipur issue, etc. And not only this, in northeastern India we have NSCN group, okay, NSCN Isaac Mawaya group and Kaplan group. So they are also very much active here, and there are many areas which are mainly doing some protest to come up with the autonomous council, or they are also asking separate statehood as well. So these are the important problems that we are facing in northeastern India. So when this Siliguri corridor, when we are losing control on this Siliguri corridor, means it will be further affect India's interest in sovereignty, okay, and sovereignty and integrity and unity of India actually. So these are some important things that we can talk here. So now let us try to see these details which are given in this topic. If you are focusing on especially details, so China is building an alternative access in Chumbi Valley. Okay, It is also coming up with alternative access in this Chumbi Valley, and they are also coming up with the increase in the depth by building road, and as well as they are coming up with some infrastructure activities in this area. So if you're focusing on a map, where is Chumbi Valley exactly located? So here we have Sikkim, right? Here we have Bhutan, and here we have this Chumbi Valley. So Chumbi Valley, which is mainly located here, and here this Chicken Neck corridor. Okay, so this is a very small and narrow area that mainly connects your mainland with this northeastern states. So this is our Siliguri corridor, and here we can see Doklam. Doklam, it is Sikkim, China, Bhutan tri-junction area. And here if you are talking about this Doklam region, so we saw in 2017 military standoff that is seen in this Doklam region. So if you are talking about what are the recent developments which are mainly come up by China across border. So first one is they started developing railway lanes. For example, China started the first bullet train in Tibet. It also came up with the first bullet train in Tibet, and this is mainly linking Lhasa to Ningchi near the border with Arunachal Pradesh. So it is mainly connecting this Lhasa with this Ningchi. And not only that, the second major rail link project that is came up by China, that is Qinghai Tibet Railway, and this railway mainly opened in year 2006. And not only this, it is also focusing on highway infrastructure as well. So in 2006, China completed construction of strategically significant highway. So this highway mainly enabled greater access to these remote areas along the disputed areas, right? So if you're talking about new villages, here China also came up with a number of new villages, and we discussed about those new villages in our news, right? So if you have a small recall, so actually in January 2021, there are many reports regarding construction. There are many reports regarding construction of 3 villages in Arunachal Pradesh, and it is just 5 kilometers from Boomla Pass. So from Boomla Pass, it is just 5 kilometers, and there Chinese started developing of 3 villages. And not only that, even 2020 satellite images, they emerged that showing a new village called as Pangda. Okay, so it is mainly showing some new village called as Pangda, and this is mainly built at 2 to 3 kilometers into what Bhutan's territory or Bhutan Sea of land is there. And if you are talking about 2017, so in this Tibet Autonomous Region, government also launched a plan to build monastery well of villages in the border areas. Okay, so these are some important things that you need to remember. And now let us try to see the concerns. So concerns can be divided into 2 heads. So first one, it is about based on the strategic location of India. India is located strategically. So because of the strategical location, so it is one of important cause of concern for India. So whenever we are going for any development in the view of strategic location of Chumbi Valley, it mainly concerns India a lot. Because if you see about this Chumbi Valley, it is 100 kilometers protrusion of Chinese territory, right? So if you're talking about this location, which mainly result in very much concerns, right? And if you're talking about the Siliguri corridor, which is a narrow strip of land which mainly connects the city of Siliguri of West Bengal and mainly connects northeastern states with the rest of the country. So here this Chicken Neck, which is a very important, it is a very strategically located, right? So I already explained about what is the importance of this Chicken Neck. And if you're talking about second side headache, we can talk about Chinese strengthening position. So whenever there is increasing of infrastructure, whenever Chinese presence is increasing, so what happens, these develops, they mainly come against backdrop of border standoff that began in 2020. And also here on one side, Chinese mainly come up with some building up of infrastructure, building up of Chinese side, building on this infrastructure which is mainly seen on Chinese side along with the LAC, and they also came with including of airports, helipads, and as well as missile facilities and as well as airstrikes. So these are some important issues regarding this topic. And now let us move on to next topic. A title says October saw highest power shortage in over 5 years. So it is talking about power shortage. So if you see this infographic, it mainly says that which state which is mainly having which amount of shortage. So if you're talking about some important context, it mainly says that India recorded power supply shortage of 1,201 million units. Okay, so India recorded a power supply shortage of 1201 million units here, that too in October 2021. October 2021, and this number which is highest. This number which is highest in 5.5 years. So due to a crunch in coal stocks availability that we are seeing in these thermal plants. So if we're talking about details, it mainly says that the shortage of the mostly restricted, the shortage of this power which is mainly seen in some states like Gujarat, Haryana, Jharkhand, Punjab and Rajasthan. So in these states there is a restriction, okay, restriction, or we can say like low power supply. And in month of October, Gujarat recorded power shortage of about 215 million units. Okay, this is one of the highest. And we are seeing that shortage of 77 million units. Okay, so with the shortage of the 77 million units, Jharkhand also recorded a very much highest deficit of this power supply. So if we're talking about what might be the reason, already you know that there is crunch of coal, right? So because of this crunch of coal, which is mainly enough for just 1 week, okay? So because of this, what happened? Here companies that did not came up with the demand of supply that is present in the market. So as on November 5th, about 32 plants, they have less than 4 days of coal stocks. That means they are having just less than 4 days of coal stocks that can be used for production of electricity for those 4 days. So if you're talking about some facts regarding this coal already you know that, so it is a fossil fuel and it mainly seen in sedimentary rocks. So why sedimentary rocks? So if you see, whenever the river it is flowing in this direction, let us assume this. So it will be having capability to bring sediments along with that, and these sediments that will be deposited in the deeper layers, right? So what happened whenever these sediments which are accumulating, if there is any animal which is present there, or if at all any trees which are present there, or whenever these trees are buried here, so because of increasing of pressure and temperature, so that vegetation that will be converted into coal. So if you are talking about animals will be converted into natural gas or crude oil, right? So these are the some important facts regarding this fuel production. So if you're talking about some of the leading producers of this coal in world, they include China, US, Australia, Indonesia and as well as India. So in India, we have a number of coal mines. For example, in Jharkhand, we are having Raniganj, we are having Jharia, and also we are having Bokaro, etc. So those will be the important source of this important areas that we can see this presence of this coal. And next one is, if you're talking about coal, we have 4 different types of coal. First one is andesite, it is very pure, and next one is bituminous, and next one is subbituminous, or we can say like ignite. Next one is peat. Okay, so these are the different types of coal that is available. So this is just of this topic, and I hope it is very much clear. Now let us try to see next topic. Title says the sun lights up aurora in high latitude countries. So if you see this infographic which gave a maximum information that is important from UPSC. So here there is a methodology that mainly given. Actually we don't focus on that methodology because that is not much relevant here. So here you need to know about what is the aurora here, and here you know about what is the sun flare or solar wind, and you need to about inside the core, that is composition of the sun, like core, chromosphere, etc. that you have to know. So here if you are talking about context, it mainly says that solar flare that occurred on sun, which mainly triggered a magnetic storm. So this storm mainly studied by Indian Institute of Science Education Research, Kolkata, and after studying that they mainly predicted that so this magnetic storm that will leads to aurora. In high latitude countries. So this is the context in very much simple. So after that, yes, their prediction had come true because many people in several countries, they were tweeting pictures of aurora. So because of this, what are the predictions they came up? That is right. So if you're talking about some facts, it mainly says that what are these solar flares? So as you know that if there is sun here, so on sun we can see some black spots will be there. So those dark spots or black spots, they are called as sunspots. Okay. So if we're talking about the solar magnetic cycles, so this solar magnetic cycle mainly works in deep interior of the sun. So in deep interior of the sun, it mainly creates the regions rise to surface and appear like a dark spot on the surface of the sun, right? So because of this sun's magnetic cycle, so which mainly works in deep interior of the sun, and because of this sun's magnetic cycle, that will lead into formation of these dark spots, and they are called as sunspots. And if you're talking about solar flares, they are highly energetic phenomena that will happen inside this sunspot. So after that, what happened, whenever these solar flares that are coming outside, so what happened, these solar flares that will be having effect on earth, right? So because if you see the emission, okay, so because of the solar flares, that will leads to emission of high energy X-ray radiation, and as well as highly accelerated charged particles that will leave mainly sun surface. So because of this solar flares that will be also having some impact. So we are going to see that impact. Actually, these solar flares that mainly cause hot plasma to be ejected from the sun. So whenever this hot plasma which is ejected from the sun, that is called as coronal mass ejection. So coronal mass ejection is nothing but whenever the solar flares that is also caused to eject plasma, okay, that event is called as coronal mass ejection. And this coronal mass ejection, which can harbor energies exceeding that of a billion atom bombs. So this coronal mass ejections, which mainly contains energy which is of a billion atom bombs. So if you're talking about what will be impacts, so whenever these solar flares that is coming and reaching earth means, so what happens, so whatever the satellites are present, that will be having some harm because of the solar flares, and it will be having some impact on electronics within satellites, and as well as it will also cause harms to astronauts. And next one is they are very much powerful. So these powerful rays or coronal mass ejections that can cause even failure of our power grids, and even that will affect oil pipelines and as well as deep sea cables as well. So they can also cause spectacular aurorae in the high latitude and as well as polar regions. So this is nothing but this is coronal mass ejections. So if you're talking about the sun, here we have solar flares, and from here the solar wind is coming. So because of the solar wind, that will be also impacting magnetic shield, and here we can see aurora that is seen in North Pole and as well as South Pole regions and as well as higher latitude regions. So if you're talking about composition, here we have earth core, then this is called as our radiative zone. Here it is called as convection zone. After that, whatever we are seeing, that is called as corona. Okay, and this is mass ejection, coronal mass ejection, right? And here we have photosphere and we have chromosphere. Chromosphere is color. Okay, so if you're talking about next article, it mainly says that countries pledges improves odds of thwarting global temperature by rise by a third. So it is mainly talking about countries pledge to improve odds of thwarting global temperature. So if you're talking about what is this article talking about, so it article mainly talking about what are the things which mainly come up by number of countries in this COP26. Okay, so now let us try to see, actually this topic will be important regarding environment and ecology, which mainly comes under GS paper 3, and we can also connect this renewable energy in our science and technology point of view as well. So if you're talking about context, it mainly says that how effective are climate change pledges made by the countries in containing this global warming. Containing means to control global warming. So here many countries, they came up with a number of climate change pledges. So here we are going to see some important things. So recently study which mainly published in journal Science. So this study mainly finds that latest NDC's nationally determined contributions, they are came up by 120 countries of September 30, that will help mainly to improve our odds of global temperature rise and that will be helpful mainly to keep our temperature rise, which is below 2 degrees centigrade by 34%, and we can decrease it to 1.5 degrees centigrade by 1.5%. So this is about the context. And if you see some details, it mainly says that by the way of comparison, the 2000 pledges made by countries at this Paris climate deal, which mainly promised that only 8% of chance of temperature, okay, temperature which is below 2 degrees centigrade, and there is 0 or no chance at 1.5 degrees centigrade. So it is mainly based on pledges that are mainly took in 2015 under this Paris climate deal or Paris agreement. But in this COP26, what are the national determined contributions that are mainly came up by countries that will help mainly to decrease global temperature, that is 2 degrees centigrade, but have 34% of chances, and to decrease 1.5 degrees centigrade of temperature, so it is about 1.5% of chances. But earlier in 2005 it is 0%, or there is no chance of attaining this 1.5 degrees centigrade of decreasing of temperature. And if you see here, now the most of the countries, they mainly came up with more ambitious path which is beyond 2030, and those probabilities mainly rose to 60% and 11% respectively. Okay, so we came with most ambitious path, and probability is also very high. And if you're talking about this COP26, that is at Glasgow, so the greatest global effort which is mainly underway to have countries to sign to an agreement. Okay, now countries are going to sign an agreement to keep temperature which is below 1.5 degrees centigrade. So many countries, they came up with this net zero targets. For example, if you are talking about US and UK, they said that they are going to achieve this carbon neutrality by 2050. And if you are talking about China, it said that by 2060. India, it said that by 2070 timeline. So only 12 countries, they have enshrined in commitment in law. So those 12 countries include Sweden, Japan, UK, and France, Canada, South Korea, Spain, Denmark, New Zealand, and as well as Hungary, Luxembourg. So these are the 12 countries, they came with committed in law. So next topic is about sponges and brain, and these are the 4 topics that we are discussing now. That will be a short topics. So here it is talking about sponges and brain. Actually, these sponges will not contain a single neuron also. So despite of not having a single neuron, okay, these sponges, they will be performing a complicated task. That is, they will go for filtering out of tens of thousands of liters of water through their bodies. So they will go for filtering of tens of thousands of liters of water. Why they are going for filtering? That is mainly to collect food from water. Mainly to collect food from water, these sponges, they will go for filtering out of tens of thousands of liters of water. And recent study which mainly published in Science, they found that they use a complex cell communication system. So they do not have neurons, but they will use a complex cell communication system, and that will regulate feeding, and as well as that will be helpful in weeding out, that is removing out of harmful bacteria. And next one is, this could be a feature from which complex nervous system mainly evolved. So from this basic cell system, that will lead to evolving of complex nervous system. So this is a thing which mainly found in this study. And next topic is about key to the future. So it is mainly talking about radiocarbon dating technology. So if you're talking about context, it mainly says that developing an accurate record of radiocarbon in atmosphere from 55,000 years ago. Okay, so developing of an accurate record of radiocarbon in atmosphere. Whenever we are going for developing of this radiocarbon technology, especially to find out the atmosphere of 55,000 years ago, so that will be helpful mainly to understand in which pace climate change is happening, and as well as we can estimate our future. So if we're talking about details, it mainly says that, so these radiocarbons will be very much helpful for holding a fingerprints of solar storms, and which that can today destroy much of our communication network as well, right? So here this article also related to our solar storms. So as we know that because of the solar storms or solar flares or solar winds, that will lead to some damage for our satellites. So whenever there is damage to our communication satellites, means that will be also affecting our communication system. So now let us try to see next topic. It is about sleep and Alzheimer's. So this article mainly relating sleep with Alzheimer's. So now let us try to see context. So recently researchers found that one important area, that is thalamic reticular nucleus. Okay, thalamic reticular nucleus. So this is a region which is mainly forms a capsule which is around our thalamus. So around our thalamus, this will be mainly forming one important thing, that is capsule. So this TRN, thalamic reticular nucleus, which plays an important role in connection between our sleep disturbance and as well as Alzheimer's disease. Especially they studied this thing in mouse. So in mouse models, they found that there is relationship between sleep disturbance and as well as Alzheimer's disease. So because of whenever there is reducing of this TRN, so here we can say like they mainly found to reduce slow wave sleep. So because of this, what happens? So we can get a restored sleep, and that will reduce automatically amyloid plaques. Okay, amyloid plaques, they are mainly formed by these tau proteins. So because of this amyloid plaques, that will be leading to the destruction of our brain cells, and this is one of the important pathology for this Alzheimer's disease. So if you're focusing on some facts regarding this Alzheimer's disease, it is a neurological disorder, and here in this disease brain cells will disintegrate and they will die. So once when we see these nerve cells which mainly dead, means they will be not reproduced, so that will lead to permanent damage. So in this, it is one of the neurological disorder which mainly causes brain cells to degenerate and die. So because of this mainly leads to loss of memory and loss of problem solving techniques, and as well as speaking, writing, poor judgment, and changes in the mood swings, and as well as personality changes, confusion, etc. So these will be the problems that mainly faced in this Alzheimer's patients. And at the first stage, these symptoms are very much mild, but whenever the disease is progressing, the severity of symptoms will also be increasing. And Alzheimer's is one of the most common cause of dementia. And if you're talking about dementia, it is a group of brain disorders. So here this mainly cause the loss of intellectual and as well as social skills. So here, because of tau tangles or tau proteins that mainly building up of these plaques are all called as amyloid plaques, that will be leading to the destruction of our brain cells or degeneration of our brain cells. Okay, so here if you're talking about this neurological disorder, so it is like incurable disease. Why I can say this is incurable disease? Because so once these brain cells that mainly dead, means we cannot reverse them. So if you're talking about next topic is about cosmic jet, and this topic especially talking about a black hole. So this article will be important regarding science and technology, which mainly comes under GS paper 3. And if you're talking about context, it mainly says that scientists who are studying this galaxy Messier 87, in short it's called as M87. So here this galaxy which is mainly surrounds one black hole. So if you see this is, for example, it is a black hole. Let us try to draw the diagram. So this is a black hole. So around this we can see there is a galaxy that is present. For example, galaxy which is present like this. Okay, so this is the exact diagram that we saw in some newspaper articles. So what happened here by studying this galaxy Messier 87, M87, so here this galaxy which is mainly surrounding a black hole. Okay, so if you're talking about some details, the calculated images mainly published in this journal Nature Astronomy, which mainly resemble closely what is observed, and also it will be very much helpful to confirm Einstein theory of relativity. So these are some important things that is mainly given. And now let us try to understand what is this black hole. So the black hole which is mainly located in center of this galaxy M87, that is mainly located in the constellation that is Virgo constellation, and this is mainly located about 53 million light years from the Earth. And the black hole which mainly has a mass of about 6.5 billion suns. It is a very huge mass, And this image mainly possible, okay, image was made possible by using this Event Horizon Telescope. So let me know some facts regarding this Event Horizon Telescope in comment box, don't forget about that. So this Event Horizon Telescope, which mainly picks up radiation emitted by particles in galaxy and also heated to billion degrees as they resolve around the black hole. And if I talk about the term black hole, which mainly coined in mid 1960s. So this term mainly coined in year mid 1960s by American physicist. And what is a black hole means? It is a point which is mainly present in the space. So here, there we can see there is a compressed matter is present, and it is having a gravity field that even light cannot pass from that, or light cannot escape from that. So black holes are mainly theorized by Albert Einstein in year 1915 itself. So if you see this diagram, then you can understand here. So this part, it is our black hole. Okay. So this part, it is our black hole, and here this is the galaxy which is mainly revolving here, and this is called as Event Horizon. Event Horizon means nothing but gravitational boundary beyond which neither light nor matter can escape. That is called as a Event Horizon. So we are having the matter which is mainly revolving around this black hole, that is called as accretion disk. Okay. So these are some important topics that appear in today's newspaper. Apart from this, there are also some other newspaper articles that is important, that is regarding government can adversely when citizens' rights are under threat. So it is about Pegasus. So regarding this Pegasus, Supreme Court said that when people's rights are at threat, so here the action will be taken. And this one is House passes Biden's infrastructure bill. So this infrastructure bill, which is mainly focusing on providing of safe drinking water and as well as internet, broadband, etc. So you can refer that. And next one is about regarding Delhi, which is mainly going to host a regional security dialogue on Afghanistan on November 10th. So this article I took from All India Radio. And next one is about extinction of leopards. So there is increasing of killings of this leopard in road kills. So because of this, what happened here, leopard it is going to extinct soon. So this is the thing which mainly said in this article. So this article I took from Indian Express. So please refer these articles as well, that will be important from your UPSC point of view. So these are some important articles that appear in today's newspaper, and I hope you enjoyed this lecture. Please subscribe to Rathod's IAS and don't forget to like, share and comment my videos. Thank you so much.